So in this video, I'm going to look at if slugs and snails, or slugs or snails, have been causing me problems in my pond. For example, there was rumours going around that the slugs and the snails in your common garden carry parasites around with them. Things like Chilodenella, I've heard fluke have been caught. So I'm going to check today to see if that rumour's right, because I do have slugs that I find on the side walls of my pond. I even had one crawling along the top of the window one night when I brought the bear out for a wee before we went to bed. I've even found them inside the filter system, dead ones or live ones that have climbed up and looking for a drink and are about to fall in. So what we're going to do, I'm going to see if I can find some slugs and some snails in the garden, give them a scrape and see what's on them. And if there is something on them, then what we're going to do about it. I don't think we'll be seeing much of the fish in this video. Blooming blanket weed's back again, so I've just had to put a treatment in for trying to get the blanket weed back down again. Anyways, found a snail, found a slug. There we go. So I'm going to do a scrape on these pair and see what's on them. Still getting them in the garden, and I'm still getting them climbing into the pond, or trying to climb into the pond if I don't catch them first, and also trying to get into the filter system. So what am I going to do about stopping them just doing that anyway? Because to be honest, I don't want them in my pond and I don't want them in my filter system, just in case there is a slug or a snail out there that does have something on it. So thank you Scrag68. When I was at Telford Koi and Aid, the koi keeper. I was talking to those guys when we were at the koi collection shop visit, and they said, why don't you put some copper around the base of your pond or around your filter system or somewhere, because snails don't like copper. I have no idea why. Read it up. Yeah, you're right. It's they avoid copper. I think the things like eggshells, they don't like eggshells. Scrag, bless him, said, get some of this. You got 20 odd meters there for like £6 or £8 or whatever it is. I can't remember what the price was. So I bought a roll of this to try, and I'm going to put it around the base of the pond and around the top of the filter, so that hopefully that stops them. I still don't want these things in my pond or in my filter system. So I'm going to put some of this down now and see what happens. Right, I think I'm going to do the filter system first, because I'm just looking at how my pond is made with the blockwork, and whether this is like stuff is adhesive. It's like a sticky back stuff, and I don't know where that's going to stick to the blocks. So I don't really want to waste it, so I'm going to do the filter system first and make sure that's done, because that'll stick to the fiberglass, and then we'll have to have a look at how we're going to do the pondy bit. Right, so that's done all the way around the outside. I made a bit of a pig's ear of the stuff at the back because it was really hard to reach. And you find this stuff when you get it on the roll, it's really thin as well, so it breaks dead easy. So I thought I was going to be able to just run it straight the way around as one continuous loop, but no, it kept breaking, so I was using just sort of 6 to 8, maybe 12-inch strips at a time, and just peeling the back off and then stick it around. So I've had to do sort of the bottom rim of the front and then the upper rim of the back, because I couldn't put my hand, I couldn't get reach down the back. But the whole thing has got a big ring of copper around it now. So hopefully that sorts that bit. So have a look at the pond. So found these pair in the garden, slug and a snail, done scrapes on both of them, a number of scrapes from either the belly or the back or different parts of the snail and the slug, and found nothing alive in any of the scrapes. So I didn't find any fluke, I didn't find any trick, I found no Chilodenella, nothing. So found another slug, same thing, nothing. So in my garden, I don't know about your garden, but in my garden there was no parasites on the slugs and snails that I found over the last 24 hours and scraped. Right, it's a couple of days later, and to be honest, I found another couple of snails and another couple of slugs. No, one snail, 2 slugs. Thought I'd take a biopsy off them as well. A couple of scrapes off each, and didn't find anything. Nothing moving on the slide from any of them. So then I thought to myself, hang on, this is KoiPondLifestyle. We've not actually tried it. You can't knock until you've tried it. So let's get a slug or a snail or whatever I can find in the garden and see how it reacts against this tape, because apparently they're supposed to hate it. They don't want crossing it at all, which is great. So I've already, like as you've already seen, I've already put it around the filter system, so it's, I don't know if it's working or not, I have no idea. So what I've done is, I've got a little lid. I had a takeaway the other day, Chinese, very nice, and got one of these lids, and I've put a ring of the copper stuff around it, and I'm going to find a slug or a snail, and I'm going to put it on it. And I found a slug last night and put it in the middle of there and watched it, and I thought, fantastic, look at that, not moving, going nowhere. But then it just walked off, no, slid off, slimed off, whatever you call it, straight over the copper tape. Didn't even bat an eyelid. I know it's got eyelids, but I didn't didn't seem bothered at all. It just took some time to look around, and then as you can see, it just blobbed over, slid over, slimed over, straight over and left. Where the hell are you going? You shouldn't be able to cross that line. So all of a sudden, does copper really work against slugs and snails? It doesn't work against slugs, I've just blooming proved it. And I was just about to waste, more like waste than use, the rest of this to put all the way around the outside of the pond. I was going to put it like an inch off the bottom, so any slugs or snails came anywhere close, they'd be kind of, wouldn't go up and, like I say, I've had them wandering across the top of the window. It was quite a large one as well, a little bleeder. So I'm not going to put this around the pond now. And in fact, I don't know what to do with it because it doesn't work. Comment below if you've had it work, but it's not worked. It's not worked. I've just proved it. I got a slug, put it on that thing last night, and it didn't work. God, water's still horrible. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm not going to bother with this. So I shan't be putting that in the description below if you go and get some yourself, because for me it didn't work. But again, if it's worked for you, you know what to do. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma now. So what do we do next? Because I do have slugs and snails in the garden, and I do have them wandering in and out the pond. But I've kind of proved at the moment with the 3 or 4 slugs and snails that I've taken a biopsy from and give a scrape and put under the microscope, there's nothing on them. They had no parasites. You know, people said, oh yeah, fluke's been found on them. No, not in my garden. My slugs and snails are pretty parasite free. So, interesting stuff. So what else would it have been that have been causing the problems in my pond? What about bird poop? New Kohaku's liking it up in the sky tower. It's the only time I can see him at the moment, because like I say, the water's still so blooming rubbish that I'm still trying to get it anywhere close to being able to see the bottom of the pond, never mind everything else. So back to slugs. So yeah, conclusion, slug snails, not in my back garden. There's none with parasite I can see. I don't want them in my pond. So I'm trying to think now of another way of excluding them from getting, not excluding, stopping them climbing up the side of the pond and dropping in. Because like I said, I put that stuff all the way around me filter system, but you've seen what happened when I put this together. It don't work. Yeah, another Kohaku up in the sky pond. I think next year, if I've got more time, I'm going to spend more time with the Kohakus and get them up. They're still very, very timid fish. Because like I say, I haven't spent time really hand feeding or doing much else than trying to keep the parasites at bay this year. So next year I'm going to take a bit more time with the new Kohakus and the other new fish in the pond, and see if we can get them hand feeding a bit better. My new Kactoily Wi-Fi monitor is still doing really well. Just keeping an eye on it on the phone. Like I said, I don't even have to walk out the house now. I don't even have to wonder what's going on. Doesn't matter if I'm on holiday, beyond the blooming, maybe not on the moon. I don't think you get Wi-Fi on the moon. No, I don't think so. It doesn't matter where you are in the world now, because I proved that in my previous video. If you want to flick back a video, if you're quite new to the channel, I did a video where I went on holiday. I went on a cruise round Dubrovnik and Greece and around there, and I tested the new Kactoily Wi-Fi monitor, which monitors all my water parameters, and cracking stuff. Well done, Kactoily. You know, you've nailed it again, I think. So, you know, I spoke to Kactoily since when I got back, and they were quite chuffed with how the video went, which is good. And they're also looking at bringing some other products out. Can't wait. Come on, Kactoily, let's do it again. I don't fancy gathering bird poop and starting to take biopsies of that and sticking that in the microscope, but KoiPondLifestyle. You can't knock it till you've tried it, and every day's a school day. But if any of you out there have got any ideas on keeping these slugs and snails at bay from climbing into my pond, because I just don't want them, you know, I've kind of proved there's no parasites on them at the moment. So if anybody's got any ideas about how to stop them going above, because don't forget I've got a dog, got the bear with me, so it can't be chemicals. He'll eat the eggshells. He'll eat anything you put down, to be honest, so anything you have to put down, unfortunately, he might eat, which I don't really want. So if you can think of any other ways, please comment below. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, share, ding the bell for notification, and click that like, because that makes all the, yes, the algorithm stuff, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Thanks very much for watching. KoiPondLifestyle.